Hi, this is Sean Weaver with Six String Country, and in this lesson we'll be taking a look at the Jerry Reed guitar instrumental, Jiffy Jam, and it's in standard tuning. It's in the key of E. There's a lot of exciting bass movement and finger-picking parts we'll talk about, and he plays it on the nylon string guitar and the electric nylon string guitar, so I'm playing the Kirk Sand guitar, John Knowles' old guitar, and it has a high-strung and Nashville tuning rhythm guitar part we'll also be taking a look at. And other than that, it's just bass and drums and finger-picking guitar with a little solo in the middle. Jerry plays it all in one pass, coming out of his finger-picking parts, takes a solo, then goes back into his finger-picking part. So now we'll get into it and take a look at it bit by bit. In this lesson, we're going to get started with the tune, but the good news is, there's not a whole lot to remember, to keep in mind. It's just an A section, a complete repetition of that A section again, a bridge, and then back to the same A section you just learned. So there's really only two parts to the finger-picking bit, and then the solo. So in this lesson, we'll just take a look at the A section. But it's going to start out with your index finger at the 2nd fret, on the 5th string, and hammer on to the 4th fret, and then your 2nd fret on the 4th string. It's a pickup measure. It's 1, 2, 3, and 4, and all your 8th notes want to be swung here. And then it goes into this cool bit, and I'll show you some of the tricks. The left-hand fingering is going to be pretty important here to be able to play some of this stuff. So Jerry Reed, the king of the groove. So I'm going to be showing you this nice and slowly, but bear in mind that it's deceptively simple. Many aspects of the genius of Jerry Reed, but one of them was his sense of groove, sense of rhythm. So keep that in mind as you're working it up the tempo. Always want something to have a great groove. So hit the low E string in measure 1, and that's good. You got the first note. Always keep in mind when you're learning something kind of complicated too. If you can get everything one note at a time. Anybody can play anything if they play it slowly enough. In this lesson, we're going to take a look at the B section at the bridge of the tune, and it's just a 8-bar section, and then it goes right back into an exact repetition of the A section. So the bridge is going to begin in measure 9 leading into measure 10 on your tablature, on your sheet music. Of course, that's after you repeat the A section. So it's A, B, A is the form of the whole tune. So leading into the bridge, into the B, you're just going to start at the 2nd fret on the 5th string with your index and hammer onto the 3rd fret, and then move your 2nd finger up to the 4th fret. They're going to be walking into this C sharp. It's a minor chord. It's really more like technically like a half diminished chord. Not to bog you down with chord theory, but Jerry used jazzy chords. So let's start coming out of those chops at the end of the A section. And then the phrase begins on the and of beat 3, and 4, and section of the tune. So the chords are the same as in the rhythm guitar lesson, and just the same harmony is going on over the A section. But because the A section repeats, he's going to play a couple passes over the A and then continue his solo over the B. And right now, let's just keep it nice and manageable. We'll just take a look at the first part, the first A section of his solo and what he's playing. So he gets into it with this, this kind of, it's just a cool part. He kind of rakes across the strings, and meanwhile has his pinky across the 12th fret of the second string as well as the first, because you hear very clearly on the record that the high note is the high E at the 12th fret, and you hear that there's kind of this muted part, like raking through a string, like the third, second, and first string actually, to get into that note. But if you listen really closely, couple things. First of all, you hear that his palm is kind of over the bridge of the guitar, so it's slightly muted on beat 1. So you hear. But what's more is, if you even slow that down further, you hear that his pinky is across the 12th fret on the second string as well. So it's really like mute, kind of mute, kind of mute. So like, that's what you hear. And then after that, it goes to the 9th fret on the 3rd string, and that's just the E down an octave. So it's, yep, so. So, starting out, just like we talked about, then the pinky comes up and it's just these. So now let's go ahead and play the phrase up the tempo. I'll start a measure early. 1, 2, 3, 4.